Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We're out here in the garage today, which I know is a little bit different. We're not normally in the garage. Here's some hay. But what we're doing in the garage is we're going to build some planters. And fair warning, it snowed. So when we go outside, there's going to be snow on the ground. It's just the way it is in Canada. It snows at weird times. So we're going to build a couple of planters. Fall is the perfect time to build these planters, mostly because if you get them set up in the fall or very early winter, they're all ready to go in the spring and you don't have to fuss. So we're going to build some planters. That's why we've got these boards here. Now I'm building 2 planters. To build 1 planter, you need 3 fence boards. These are just normal fence boards that we use for containing the horse. So these are just normal pressure treated fence boards. And mine are 5 feet long because what I'm going to do is make a 5 foot by 2.5 foot planter. So you want to start with a board that is as long as you want your planter. So this is a 5 foot board. I want a 5 foot planter. So we have a 5 foot board. We need 3 5 foot boards. So what you're going to do when you have your 3 5 foot boards, you're going to take one and you're going to cut it in half. So we're going to cut one in half and be right back. All right, so now we have 2 little boards and 2 full-size boards because we cut one board in half. So we have 2 5-footers, 2 2.5 footers. The next thing we're going to do is we have to cut corner braces. So we're just going to cut pieces of 2x4. I only need 4 pieces of 2x4 to make 1 planter. So we're going to cut those and I'll show you what they look like. All right, so we have 4 small lengths of 2x4. They don't need to be very long. Literally no taller than your hand. Like they're shorter than my hand. So 4 small lengths of 2x4. I'll get set up and I'll show you what to do with them next. All right, so we're going to take one of our long fence boards. So this is a 5-footer. Okay. We're going to put a 2x4 on the end, line it up nice, and we're going to secure one to this end, and we're going to secure one to this end. Okay, I'm going to use screws. You can use wood glue. You can use nails. It doesn't actually matter as long as these pieces of 2x4 get secured to the fence board. You're going to do that with both long fence boards. Don't do anything with those short fence boards just yet. We'll come back once we've screwed these in. All right, so we have done both our boards. Now have 2x4s at either end. Okay, this is why it's important the 2x4s are not taller than your fence board. Okay, the next step is attaching our smaller boards, which are hiding over there by the snowblower. So the next step is to attach our smaller boards to one end. Let me get set up and I'll show you how that works. All right, so what we do here is we take our board with our 2x4s on either end. We take our short board, so this is our fairly short board. And what we do is we are going to secure it by screwing in my case, but you might be using nails or you might be using glue, it doesn't matter. And we're just going to screw it into that 2x4 there. This braces our corners. We're going to do that for all 4 sides so that we have a completed planter. I'll screw those in and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so here we have a box planter. Now it is 5 feet long and it's 2.5 feet wide, and it's right here on the grass because we're going to put one here, one over there, and then we're probably going to build a couple more next fall. But what we need to do is create a weed barrier. So that's where feed bags come in. Old feed bags, we're going to lay them in the bottom, kind of line the bottom of our planter with feed bags. So when we're done doing that, I'll come back and show you. All right, so 4 feed bags fills up my planter. Next up, we're going to put a thin layer of compost underneath. Again, we'll come back once we've done that. Okay, so we have put some rabbit compost about halfway full up the side of the planter. And now we're going to top that with topsoil, just so that we are all ready for wintertime, and then in the spring we'll be able to plant. So once we get some topsoil on here, we'll come right back. And that is literally it. That is building a planter. You need 3 boards, one that you can chop in half, some scrap pieces of 2x4, screw them together, a weed barrier on the bottom. We used feed bags, some compost to give some nutrients to your garden, and a little bit of topsoil. You let it sit over the winter, let the snow pack it down, top it off in the spring, and away you go to plant. This is an excellent and easy way to build a planter. Now you can make it taller by making your 2x4s taller and then using more boards. So if I wanted to, I could have made this 2 or 3 or 4 boards high. I don't want a planter that tall. I want 2 planters that are a bit smaller. You can see we have compost in that one and topsoil in this one. And we just top them off in the spring. I don't want them any taller. I want about probably adding another one here and another one on that side next year. I just want something to get us started because like I've said in previous videos, we actually don't have a ton of gardening space here. So this is what we're starting. We're sitting on this side of the house so that we can have our planters and enjoy them in the spring. This is a really simple project. Almost anyone can do it. So if you need some planters, this is a real easy and attractive way to do it. The boards are inexpensive. I think the boards cost me $4 each at the hardware store. And then I just use scrap 2x4. So total cost of this project for me was about $12. It was really inexpensive. It might cost a little more depending on how much boards cost in your area. But for me, it was less than $20 to do the entire thing because the compost is free. We do have animals. So that is about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. I hope you will make yourself some planters and then enjoy gardening come spring. Yes, it is pretty cold, so we're going to have fewer garden videos over the course of the winter because it's cold. Anyway, that is it for us for today. We'll see you tomorrow.